So I've been connecting some dots, and you guys know that I pay attention to the administration, mainly because it has an adverse effect on our market, which is troubling for me. But if you remember what I told you guys about Twitter, like maybe 7 years ago, 6 years ago, when they started doing this thing called Twitter philanthropy to create engagement, farming engagement, they would then give stuff away, money for retweets and tweets for interaction, essentially buying activity on the channel, on the social media platform. But that's when it was owned by Elliott Management. And if you don't know Elliott Management and how they work, they're a private equity firm. And at one point, Elliott Management, they were the proxy vote in on a small housing company, large housing company, called Pulte Home Group. And when they were put on the board of directors at the Pulte Home Group, they put in two executives and a third, the third being the grandson of William Pulte, the actual founder of the company. The grandson would be named Bill Pulte III, William Pulte III. I've had the pleasure of interviewing Bill Pulte III, and I've told him to his face how I feel about this, that when Elliott Management puts you on the board of a company that your family owns, and then in turn, you sell your shares, and you go over to Twitter, and now you're a Twitter philanthropist to pump that platform while Elliott comes in and owns that platform. Kind of tells me who you work for, type style. But then, we'll fast forward to Elon Musk buying Twitter and Elliott having no piece of the pie. Bill Pulte vanishes. Bill Pulte no longer does philanthropy. I mean, for the last 3 years, he hasn't done any now that Elon Musk owns the platform. Still tied to Elliott. I get it. But then I was watching this thing where they were explaining how Paul Singer and even John Paulson, the largest Trump supporters and donors, and you're like, okay, well, the administration went ahead and bought a position of a mining company in Canada, and they called it Strategy. Yet the largest shareholder of that company is John Paulson. John Paulson helped raise over $50 million, up to $100 million for the Trump administration and the campaign. He held a fundraiser at his home. So you can imagine the administration buying into John Paulson's group. It's a no-brainer, right? That's a scratch my back, I scratch yours type deal. Well, Paul Singer is the founder and the head of Elliott Management. Am I right on that? I have to check. I don't want to just say it. I want to make sure that we're doing it the right way. Paul, I mean, I could be wrong. Oh, no, I'm right. Okay, cool. I thought so. So he's the largest donor, right? So you think, is Trump's cabinet all bought and paid for? Because at this point, Bill Pulte gets onto the cabinet with zero experience. Bill Pulte doesn't run a housing agency. He's not even part of his family. He's estranged from his family. His family actually outed him on their website to say they have nothing to do with him. The whole company has nothing to do with him. He's on the outside looking in. So I'm following all the dots. Paul Singer, we got your boy on there. We got him in place, the puppet himself. I mean, we got Benjamin Black in here with Trump as well, and that's Leon Black's son. Has no business. This guy has run no companies other than his father's or his uncle's companies and or worked on those companies. So anyway, go back to the Trump thing and the 50-year mortgage. What's being reported right now is that Bill Pulte, on numerous occasions now, has recommended Trump do certain things, and we're all wondering where it comes from. Like out of left field. And according to the White House administration, they're pissed off that nothing's vetted. You know, Bill Pulte doesn't vet his ideas through the administration. He just goes straight to Trump and says, here's a great idea. And his latest great idea was to tell him he should do this. And it's something that leaders do a lot, and I hate it. I personally hate it, but I understand what it does for optics is people come in, maybe your own company, maybe whatever you do, and new leadership, whether it be a supervisor, manager, director, even CEO and president, they'll try to change things just to put their stamp on them. It could be the same company, it could be the same office, it could be the same room. They will tear down pictures, move desks around, redesign just to say, that was me. And in this case, the 50-year mortgage was going to come out and say, that was me. That's the president. But the truth is, it was presented by whom? And for what? For the American dream, as they call it. The American dream is not to be forever in debt. The American dream is not to hand off debt to your grandchildren. Oh, that's the American dream. No. Free and clear is the American dream. You may get a 30-year mortgage. Does not mean that you need to take 30 years to pay it. Have a plan. Work the plan. I get what this administration has been doing. We're in a lame duck session right now, and we're trying to put our stamp onto things, our thumb onto things. But you can't prolong what's really going to happen right now. This market is extremely overvalued. There are some securities that are undervalued, and I would focus on those. Oh, wait, one's on the screen. GameStop, I know. Bill Pulte, who now works for the president, works at the White House, once came into this channel and tried to ask us to look into other investments rather than just GameStop. And I told him, get out of here. I'm GameStop only. Isn't it funny? You get into these positions of power in the White House, and now your focus is on everything else besides the one thing you said you were actually going to push. Bill Pulte, I remind you, you said you were going to fight for the little guy because you're a multimillionaire. You were going to give back everything you could. You're going to take the people with you, and you're going to fight against the corruption on Wall Street. You and Vivek Vinswamy said that on a stage full of investors of a bankrupt company that you were pushing. You pushed the bond idea. Why would you ever buy bonds in a bankrupt company? They zero interest. There's a lot of things that happen here in investing that you pushed out and then you deleted from the internet. Some of us don't forget. Remember, guys, the snakes that exist are surrounding you, and you have to be a great snake catcher. I defend them all. I bat them all away. I see them coming from a mile away. Speak more truth, guys. It's tough out here. 50-year mortgage, I don't need it. I don't need your American dream. Yeah, the one that makes the banks rich, the one that makes you rich, I don't need it. I'm going to work mine out. I'm going to elaborate a little more on this story because here's why. Personal thing here, Bill. I come from a family full of multimillionaires. My sister, my brother, a lot of dudes out there, a lot of money. Me, not so much. I'm just a working man. That's it. No facts about it. But you know what's crazy? I didn't buy a home until I was about 39, 40 years old. When I actually bought a home with my wife. The first home I bought wasn't even in that. It was a military loan in my ex-wife's name, all that good stuff. No, this one was mine. I finally bought a home. And do you know what my folks and my family and my friends said? God, it took them long enough. Yeah. You see, society judges you based off of what you own and what you do. The truth is, do they understand that I lived for free for 25 years because my wife is in property management and we get a free home with the job? No, they don't know that. They don't know what I do with my funds and how I save them. A lot of people don't know. See, your idea of an American dream is what I'm trying to tell you. You don't know everyone's circumstance. You don't know if that is their dream. What if their dream is just a one-bedroom shack and they just love the person they're with? Why can't the American dream just be happiness? Because I'll tell you what comes with the home: stress, the fear of losing it, taxes getting increased, insurance getting increased. There's so many elements out there that could just attack you at any time, and you will be homeless or without that home. But home is where you make it. And I don't need a 50-year chain and ball and chain to tell me what it's worth. Those are my thoughts this morning. I'm feeling good. I'm buying GameStop. 2137. It is November 12th, 2025. Don't worry. It gets better. Peace.